Okay, where do I have to start from? Anyway, this is not a funny time. It's not a joke. After all this week of being bombarded with headlines and news of Hushpuppi, now the EFCC chairman, the head of the agency itself, is now being indicted for same corruption. It's not really funny. For people like us or those who know who do international business, it's not it's not funny at all. We are now in an age whereby everything is we're in a global village now. Everything you do in Eden is basically out for the world to see. Imagine now a colleague of mine. I won't call him a colleague because an associate. I was in his office the other day, and I just have to use his computer, and he was throwing a jab at me. How do you guys steal money from the internet? How Nigeria stole money from the internet? I said, I beg your pardon. Why asking me? He said, but it's in the news every time, Nigeria, Nigeria. How do they do it? Oh, I know indirectly he's telling me, oh, don't do that on my computer because I know. So I just, well, I don't know because me, I never do such and I don't know how they do it. Because it's not funny, sincerely speaking. Because when you're in a business of trust, people now have a second thought or think twice before doing anything with you. It's unbecoming. Sincerely speaking, I don't know if we have to change the name or if there's something. I think the country need a cleansing. I know change of name wouldn't be enough, but something have to be done. If it's just too bad. If it's not snake, it's monkey, or it used to be the devil because they call devil all the time. That is devil to work. And now, sometimes now they will even burn the whole building down just to hide their track. Sincerely, that country is full of evil and wicked people, and they are in charge of it at fair, and their greed have no boundary. It's just too bad. Sincerely, just too bad. It need that country need a total overhauling, from up down, down up, or whatever. Anyway, the video is not about this. Anyway, about Nigeria, I think I will deal on that extensively on my next video because there's a lot to talk about Nigeria, a lot, and you guys should watch out. I will really talk because I believe there are millions of my type who have things to say, and it's high time everybody come and say something. But good news is that we hope we all come on a round table. We don't need to be violent about this. We don't need to go to war. We once had civil war, and I think that is enough. A lot of innocent people died, and now the same purpose or reason why the civil war took place is still happening. It's still existing. It's still prevalent. It's still prevalent. So please, we need to talk. Come, you see, one thing that people have to be aware of is that those those in charge of Nigerians, they cut across all tribes. It's like a cartel. It's like people need to accept that need to come to the downtrodden, to the grassroots, to the people, because we are the one who deserve the change. Because not this, because like they always say, I think those who make peaceful change impossible will make violent change inevitable. And that we don't want anymore. Please, this most IPOB, this, that, Arewaye, that, this. I believe there are people agitating. It's normal. This agitation is normal. And as Nigerians, we need to come, talk, and see the way forward. So we can live as peaceful as we want. And at least I don't envisage, I sincerely wish we can work things out. The country won't break up. But as it is, the country is not working, sincerely speaking. It's not working. Nigeria is not about the presidency It's not about the minister. It's about the people in the grassroots. That's why I say we need to talk. They need to. The change need to come to the grassroots. Anyway, like I said, this video and is I will talk about that Nigeria issue some other time. So back to why I want to make this video. So, like you all know, in some days now, there's this trendy topic on YouTube, like I said once, and media houses about this guy Hushpuppi. I would admit that I've heard of that name in the past, but I've never really checked him out because I didn't have the reason to, because I don't crave for such. Moreover, hence he's an Instagram and Snapchat person. The more reason I won't have even, because I had neither of both account and no reason to have them. And as a quasi introvert myself, I cherish my privacy. Though I had come across some articles about him in the news and news media, and sincerely, a few of them I've read, and it mostly dealt on his beef with some celebrity, and they ask him, call him out, and his source of weight or something like that. But nothing much. But I just, but not until Daddy Freeze made a video of himself visiting his house in Dubai, and to be sincere, it is the most despicable video I've watched in a recent time. And since then I've not watched any content from Daddy Freeze. I have to be honest to you because that was off it, because I'm that kind of, I'm too sensitive to, because I want to follow people I believe I can learn from. Watch video that will enlighten me, at least give me some sense of belonging that I will learn from, not video that will make me question myself and sort of vanity and so mundane that so unworldly, out of context and character. Refresh my memory to make me think better, not. So to be honest, I've watched videos of this nature he had done in the past with other notable celebrities like Timaya, Linda Ikeji, etc. And I enjoy it because I enjoy them because I get to know how hard those people work to attain their present enviable status, and it was interesting. Especially when Linda said in that interview, and I will quote, that she won't invest in the real estate because the turnaround and the hassle in it, in relative to what she does, is it doesn't worth it. And that was an eye opener for me because I learned from that, because everybody, you have to learn from people. People have to learn from people. And the reason she gave was, to me, was just too good. Just doing what you do and you love it. In the morning, because why do you go into real estate? It's to make money, and you are making money elsewhere, and it's less hassle, it's less stressful. So just stick with it. And I really learned from that, and sincerely speaking, I really love that video. And from there, I watched the one of Timaya later, because from that video, I think I saw the one of Timaya, and I love it, and I really appreciate that video. Timaya was very articulated. I didn't know that guy was so enlightening and humble, and I really learned from him that day. It was a video I really appreciated. And even Daddy Freeze too, I don't think I've heard of him sincerely before his altercations and problem with some men of God, which I won't call it problem, because I stand with Daddy Freeze on that, because he was right basically. So I started reading about him because I like reading, always on the internet reading, and sometimes I watch some of his talk about tithe and all those things. And sincerely, I really stand on his side of fence on that, because sincerely, what he on that, he was totally on the right. Though I watch his content on YouTube, but I'm not his follower or on his leadership movement or whatever it's called. I don't know how it's called, and I'm glad sincerely I'm not, because I could imagine now the insult He would have rained on my old man. That is my late old man, and I don't think I would have bared it because I saw the insult he was putting on his followers or subscribers, and that is why I'm even doing this video, because it is absurd that it's the same scripture he's using to justify his goof with Hushpuppi. I saw his response to the criticism when his paddy was caught, and it's totally absurd. Anyway, fast forward to his house visit to Hushpuppi, because I will deal with his response later because that is important. So I watched the video to a point that I was boiling up because his demeanor and or attitude was of becoming of a journalist. I asked myself, what is this? He was laughing hysterically and shouting, "Oh!" like a child to a Disneyland for the first time. Going by his behavior and comment on that day, you could tell it is something they've discussed beforehand, because I don't know how who their imaginary poor victim were, or who they were insulting, directly causing their dad, that it would have been the driver of this, the man, the Hushpuppi. Like I've said earlier, I don't follow him, Hushpuppi, so I believe some people might have called him out, asking him source of weight, or those weight not his, or I don't know what was the video about, because I didn't even follow it up. I just cut it off. The fact remains, nothing warrants such childish behavior from him, Daddy Freeze. And for goodness sake, he's a journalist or whatever he called himself. It was clear on that day he was not he was not there as a journalist. Far from it. He was there as a friend to Hushpuppi, and that is how it proved to be on that day. Though he accepted it later from the video he later made to justify that he has no apology or whatever later. Like I said, I will deal on that later. So it seems he was there to boost his morale and help him belittle everyone or anyone. Though I felt angry, and yes, I felt angry and betrayed, because I wanted to voice my anger toward his behavior. So I scrolled down to the comment section. Yes, the comment section. I love this comment section. It's very important to me. If a video or an article I read there's no comment section, it will be like the cake without an icing on it. Anyway, I will deal on second that too. I will deal on that later. There in the comment section, there were a lot of people who had already vented their anger to. That in a way gave me a solace, and I kept my cool. I was waiting to see any of his response to them. At least someone need to. At least I need to know why he's behaving like this, because I don't know him before, and I'm surprised. I don't know if he behaved like that before. So I don't need to go and dig in history. I was just wondering why this man is behaving like this today as a journalist. Then I was waiting to my chagrin. He never responded, because I kept going back to that page or to the video and to see if he ever respond to any of the comment. None. The only response I saw were from people, or I don't know, some other people with different monikers. I don't know if he was the one. And they were virtually insulting everyone that called him out. Like some of them even said, uh, why were we watching the video? The video was not made for people like us. No, and we are jealous of them, Hushpuppi, people living large or something like that, and that we have a poverty mindset. Just different things. Nigerians are funny people. Yes, are funny. And most of this negative response, or will I say comment, were coming from ladies, huh? Because when I look the names, there might be men with ladies monikers, or how will I put it? Or it might even be Daddy Freeze himself, because those comments were personal, particularly personal. Anyway, so I was flabbergasted. I said, no way. This man, Daddy Freeze, is a content producer, for crying out loud. So we watching his video, or subscribers have right to call him out. So whatever and he can't be in a house of a known internet fraudster or a person of a questionable character without being called out. We expect him to fill the gap on our behalf, ask the needful questions. People raise people raise their concern, and it's for the content producer or a journalist like him to ask the question at all time, even if he entails doing that in a million times in a different forum or fora or scenario, as the case may be. And I don't think some of them knows the ethics of journalism or being the voice of the people. I don't think he does, because you don't expect people that watch the program from 1 month ago or yesterday, or at least it was a different fora. Journalist is consistent. So fast forward to the day of reckoning. Day his paddy was caught, that the breeze blown, and the nyash of the fowl was wide open. You see, my YouTube